Keeping the sort of the negative energy away is our whole path based on that, but like a little sort of summary of what we're trying to accomplish is a internal protection and external protection. External protection and internal will be related. Is the strength of the internal protection and the practices begins to create a field of energy that protects us externally. So the internal practices would involve washing, the understanding of how to wash, the understanding of what to eat, not to eat, what we're going to bring in to the body through our mouth and through our eating and drinking has tremendous amounts of negative energy. The power of praying over our food, mentioning the names of pious people over the food, that Prophet ﷺ's teaching that anytime you mention pious people, tanzil rahmah, it brings a rahmah and a mercy. So then the power of praying over that food, watching what type of food, the energy from that food, who's preparing that food, then how to eat and drink, the adab of the eating and drinking, that preferably with right hand because we use left hand for cleaning. All of those mannerisms then go into determining the quality of energy that is entering within ourselves. Then our practices of our zikr, our wudu, our namaz, the different prayers, all of those again begin to build the inner energy. And then most important in that development is when we are trying our best to perfect ourselves. Mawlana, Prophet ﷺ's teaching is that the evilness is moving through our blood. It gains access into the being through a black spot onto the heart. So it operates at the level of the qalb, enters into the heart, moves throughout the body through the blood. That's why in the purification of meat, we eat meat that the blood has been taken out of the animal, because the dirtiness and the bad energy is within that blood. So the concept of the halal, the zabiyya, all of those are very tremendous in energy practices as we begin to open up and understand that the energy I have within me, how am I going to control that negativity? So then what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, praying over it, and then understanding the energy internally, the different chantings, the different zikr, the different practices, all of that going to build the energy, purification internally, and then that energy begins to provide an energy and a force field outside and begins to push away negativity. So I think in our first classes of meditation, I think 3.5 years ago, the analogy that Mawlana Shaykh was giving to us at that time is that we're very similar to the earth. The earth is in a fast motion, and the core of the earth has a magnetic core, the iron within the earth. It moves, and because of the speed and the movement, it creates a force field around the earth. And that force field is protecting the earth from all sorts of penetration. That is, things are penetrating, and asteroids and all sorts of rays and things that are trying to hit to the earth, by the force field inside the earth produces an energy that they call the Van Allen belt. And are you okay? Is Ibrahim okay? It was hot. So then the core is going to determine the quality of the external. If the core not strong, then the external has no protection. So if the earth core stops, there's no more shield. The sun will completely burn us, annihilate us. So then in ourselves, the strength of the core practices within ourselves, the part that people don't see, going to determine the field of energy that we have as a protection. And the strength of that protection will repel and push away negativity. So the fastest way towards that perfection is in the madad of the master. That bringing the presence of the master and the perfection of his light or their light into my life. As he begins to dress me from his perfection, then it's no longer me only trying to build myself to push things back. Because God wants us to know that our life is about a companionship and fellowship. The fellowship of the ring. Means the company we keep is going to be very important. So when we seek out that pious company, then we're trying to attune ourselves to their energies. So the whole concept of the meditation and Sufi muraqabah is that we're calling upon these masters to dress us from their spiritual presence, visualizing their presence, keeping them always around us, looking at their picture, remembering them, remembering them, remembering them. Then all of my practices, my eating, my drinking, because these become very deep subjects, so we're trying to keep it as basic as possible, is that when my practices are solid, means now my energy field is good. When my practices are solid, the madad of the Shaykh can come. So it's a connected reality. If my practices are not good, the master's madad can't come. Because I'm doing things wrong, I'm doing things bad. He cannot accompany me spiritually if I'm not keeping myself good. Otherwise, how can he accompany my badness? He accompanies at a distance, but not in the sense of moving within me. So I'm asking that when that badness is going, I'm trying, taking my steps towards purifying myself, doing my chantings. I'm not going to be perfect, otherwise that would be a defeated concept. But I'm taking steps towards sincerity. They know what's sincere versus what we say is sincere. So again, there goes all of the examples of Sufism. Everything we do in this tariqah, every action and reaction is a step towards that sincerity. When they see that sincerity in the action and words and daily life of the student, they begin to come. As they begin to come, and then eating, drinking, practicing, zikr, all of that is strong, their energy begins to dress the core. When their energy dresses the core and everything is in their light, their energy begins to push away all negativity. And push away so powerfully that the relationship is so strong that they see when a danger is coming before I see it. Means that even in that submission, if we're to go somewhere and there's a danger and the connection is so strong, they begin to dress before even arriving there. That when that person arrives there and that dress is dressing, they begin to open all their energy and everything moves away out of fear of what that energy is bringing. Because we're talking in the worlds that we don't see. They see. The negative energy it sees from its like. When it sees that light, it runs. That it's not a light that it even wants to attempt to make a problem with. But me, on myself, ooh, he come and slap me around with no problem. So our way is, entire way of protection and building is based on that madad. So that we bring them into our lives, asking to be purified, to be perfected, Well, tariqatuna, our tariqah is based on the companionship. That companionship is physical, but more important is the spiritual. So that I'm spiritually always in the company of my master. If I'm not in their company, then I will be crushed immediately from the difficulties that are facing. So they cannot send you out without that support, otherwise you'd be dead in an instant. All the demons from yourself and the demons of other people would be ripping our lives apart. So then they bring their support, they bring their madad, then they are responsible for you at that time. So everything is based on that madad. So building our energies, what we eat, what we drink, all of our practices, all of our chantings, all the recitations that they begin to give us, reciting, it's cleaning. As it's cleaning, then we're asking to come, and it's a whole training process to come into my life and spiritually always with your master. So the ancients would call upon their ancestors. So when you talk to all of these spiritual people, they have the same thing. The Indians, they call upon their ancestors. The Chinese call upon their ancestors. Sufism is the same concept. Our ancestors that were pious were calling upon these shaykhs, these saints, and they're calling upon their ancestor, they're calling upon their master, all the way back connected to a prophet. So the Naqshbandiyya, the power of the Naqshbandi Sufi way is it has an unbroken chain of masters. So if I find a master that read a book at Borders and says, I can be a master for you, let's go. The physical is not the problem. The unseen is the problem. So that when you're going to come and support me, how exactly? If you're not connected, how he's going to connect to masters? And where is that lineage of living masters connecting all the way? Has to be connected with the unbroken shajara, you call it? Tree. Yeah, shajar, a chain that says you are directly linked to Prophet ﷺ. So our way is based on each one had something signed. All the way back to Prophet ﷺ signed. Then that master signed, then that master signed, then that master signed, all the way to the ones that are in front of you. They have a signed agreement by their masters that they are fully supported. Means that we have your back, we're holding you. You move forward. Don't worry, your support comes. It comes to the extent that they deem it's needed. I may go somewhere and say, bring a lot of madad and make everybody to collapse. So it's not based on us, it's based on them. They already know what's coming, what's happening. So the concept of madad is our whole way, is to be in that annihilation, to be in that light, to be under their discipline. That's what we said before many times. Our way is based on the triangles up and down. The star has many different realities. But the star up is the power of the soul, that's coming up. Star down, the power of the body. The star up, the pyramid that Mawlana Shaykh always talking about, this pyramid, it denotes the hierarchy of the spiritual government. That it's not a free-for-all, it's not like a bazaar, everybody just running towards the divine. There has to be a pyramid, has to be a whole corporate structure. There has to be a boss, there has to be the one chain, another chain below that, another chain below that, whole chain of command in which operates and governs God's universe. So then that pyramid is what we're trying to connect with. But then for our dunya, it looks like that. So then dunya, you're going to see like a shovel. So then Sufism and shovels many people, goes around collecting many places. You go places, hundreds of people. Go somewhere with Mawlana, thousands of people. Doesn't mean thousands of people are reaching that reality in this world. It means that they shovel them up like that. Then many start to fall out, fall out, fall out, fall out. That's okay because they catch them for intercession in the grave. But to work through that system, you're going to be shaken. They shake and bake. They're going to shake, 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 and cook you the whole time. Cook you the whole time until that whole crowd, you're lucky if one comes out. Because at the end is small. At the top was a lot of people come. But at the end, one gold nugget comes out, that gold nugget is now headed for the upward. Because this space is limited. This, unlimited. You bring everybody in. Shake them and you see what comes out going to be very pure when they go through that whole testing. That's tariqah. So a lot of people coming, a lot of people not staying. Because the testing intensifies, the teaching intensifies, their life trials and tribulations intensify, and they keep asking, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, and then we move through the pattern, and then they're taking us towards perfection. That's the symbol of tariqah. So it has to be understood, because a lot of times people come and say, oh, they talk amongst each other and they talk to people who have been here before or come and go, say they're all crazy. And that's going to be a given. Because the people outside the cave, they think their life is very normal. And that life is the life to have. To do those things and to enjoy those things. When they come and see this upward down shaking, they say, those people are all crazy. They're vashi, they're wild, they're not nice, they're like this, they're like that. And say, most definitely you are correct. That's true. Because we are being cleaned, we are being purified. The process of purification is not pleasant. It's not something that's always so easy. If you've seen anybody go through cancer and chemotherapy, it's not a pleasant experience. Start to throw up, start to vomit, start to become very sick looking, where just weeks before they look so nice. What happened? So people come and say, why all of a sudden your life like this? Because we are going through chemotherapy. And that chemotherapy is much better to go through in this life than in the grave. In the grave you can't imagine. And the only time you can say that is from people who have been through difficulties in life. Then why did they go through difficulties if it's not going to be difficult in the grave? So by the grace of the Divine Presence, it's I'd rather you be cleaned outside of the grave. You take your difficulties now, at least you can stop, have some coffee, watch a little bit of TV, try to regain yourself, you go back into your testing. And our lives are all about that. It's important to know so that when somebody else complains, then we have an answer. So the proof of that craziness is the reality of the path. That we have taken a vow to purify ourselves. So all of the badness has to come out. If you sit amongst a group and there's no badness, there's no cooking. There's nobody there that has enough energy to cook the group. So then they stay the same. So it's like a whole bunch of chickens and nobody turned the oven on. Yeah, what happened? They all look the same, nothing happening, nothing happening. These masters, their way is so real. You walk in, it's a microwave. Everything popping, smacking, chew, 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 everything cooking very fast. And that's the power to know that we are on a real path. That the Divine has taken notice of us. Out of billions of people in creation, billions of universes, billions of galaxies, the Divine is noticing me. And I'm seeing His miracle in everything I do. As soon as I stop and contemplate. And that's the most amazing. Ya Rabbi, how are you noticing me? And Divine is saying, you are taking a step towards purifying yourself, I'm accepting your step. Move towards me. And then you begin all the processes of difficulties in life. But with the help of Mawlana Shaykh, asking for their madad, we live and breathe in that madad, is the only way to defend ourselves against this evilness and wickedness.